of a recession? The Dow falls nearly 900 points and NASDAQ dives 4% as the stock sell-off gathers steam. Tyrone Bowman live. Welcome to the program on tonight and welcome to the conversation. President Trump asked about the possibility of a recession. Said, quote, the economy was going through a period of transition, close quote. Major stocks indexes tanked Monday, continuing a sell-off that gathered steam last week, as rattled investors began zeroing in on the prospect of a significant fall-off in U.S. growth amid persistent inflation and a wobbling job market. The broad S&P 500 index closed down at 2.7%. Not only has it now given up all of President Donald Trump's post-election gains, it fell to its lowest level since September and is essentially unchanged over the past 7 months. It was the biggest one-day drop since December. The tech-heavy NASDAQ fell 4% as it plunged deeper into correction territory, meaning it is off more than 10% from recent heights. It was its worst day since 2022. The Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped nearly 900 points, or roughly 2.1%. Recession fears were heightened this weekend after Trump declined to say that there wouldn't be one. In the interview with Fox News that aired Sunday, Trump responded to a question about the possibility of a recession by saying the economy was going through, quote, a period of transition, close quote. On Monday, a White House official said it's more important to look at the longer term. Look at what longer term? People are hurting, people are suffering, people are being laid off, people are being fired. People's homes are being foreclosed on. Farmers are losing tons and tons and tons of food, and the egg prices are soaring, gas is soaring, everything is constantly increasing. Food prices are increasing. During the political campaign, it was about the economy, the economy, the economy, the economy, the economy, and that things were going to change on day one. It was about then Vice President Harris being the enemy of the working class. And now that people see the reality of what is really happening and what's going on, they're fearful, they're worried. Many people are depressed. People don't know how they're going to pay their bills. They don't know how they're going to pay their rent. Over 100,000 or more people have been fired from their government, quote, good paying, close quote, jobs. Companies are firing people under the guise of downsizing, under the guise of laying off people. No, they're being fired. Businesses are closing. They're moving overseas where it's cheaper for them to make a profit. In Philadelphia, Macy's in downtown Philadelphia is closing. Hundreds of people were fired right after Christmas. The recession is underway, whether you want to hear it or not. It's true. It is here, and it's going to lead to a massive depression. Make sure that when you go buy things, you buy in bulk so you can put things away, so you'll have them when you need them. On Monday, a White House official said it's more important to look at the longer term. Want to emphasize that we're seeing a strong divergence between the animal spirits of the stock market and what we're actually seeing unfold from businesses and business leaders, the official said. The latter is obviously more meaningful than the former on what's in store for the economy in the medium to long term. That's a bunch of double talking gibberish. In a note to clients, Goldman Sachs analysts downgraded their growth prospects for the U.S., the first time since 2022 that they had done so, citing considerably more adverse trade environment as a result of Trump's tariff policy. Taxation, that is. The firm now sees growth averaging 1.7% for 2025, down from 2.4%, with the tariffs creating a drag via higher consumer prices, higher borrowing costs, and delayed investment due to uncertainty. Let me take you back in time to the 1930s when the Great Depression hit and billionaires and millionaires were jumping off buildings in New York City and killing themselves because overnight their stock portfolios were worthless and they could not face the prospect of poverty. And what did they do? They killed themselves. And the fear of rich people is that they could go broke. The fear of those who are mighty and powerful is of them losing power. You're going to see a lot of people who are millionaires and billionaires lose their wealth overnight. If you put your faith and trust in wealth and in riches, you're going to be sorely defeated in the end. Just because you're a billionaire, because you're wealthy, that does not make you a decent human being. Few major firms were spared from Monday's down draw. Nvidia, which has led markets higher over the past couple of years amid the AI investment boom, was down more than 4% and is now off 22% year to date. Other major losers include Apple, Microsoft, and Tesla, which was down more than 10%. The electric vehicle market has also given up all its post-election gains as CEO Elon Musk has become an ambiguous presence in Trump's White House. Let me just say this about this program. I cover every topic under the sun. If people are doing good, I'm going to talk about it. If they're doing things to help people, I'm going to talk about it. When the Trump administration is doing things that are making a difference in people's lives, I will give them credit for it, and I'll be the first to acknowledge it. You know, there must be a method to what's going on in this country right now. Even more debates about how protests against Musk and Tesla have affected shares, flagging sales in Europe and especially in China. Tesla's most important market were already taking a bite out of the company's value. Those anti-Musk protests have largely been in response to the tech billionaire's leadership of Trump's Department of Government Efficiency, known as DOGE. Don't you know that when investors start losing money and stockholders start losing money, they get angry. They get visibly upset and they don't care about politics at that point in time. They care about their money. Crypto too was hit Monday with Bitcoin prices falling below $80,000 for the first time since Trump's election, and despite the White House convening the first ever crypto summit Friday after announcing the creation of, quote, strategic Bitcoin reserve, close quote, though some investors were left disappointed by the details. You'll never know details. Never. Shares in Coinbase, the U.S.'s largest crypto exchange, fell 10% Monday and has likewise erased its post-election gains. I have people asking me to get involved in Bitcoin and crypto all the time. I tell them to take that stuff and shove it. I'm not getting involved in no Ponzi schemes. I'm not getting involved in no pimping flim-flam games. That's all this stuff is. It's street card modeling. It's a shell game. It's legalized gambling. That's all it is. With amateur people thinking that they can take on the pros and they're going to win. You're not going to win. Investors are up in arms about Trump's seemingly chaotic economic policy. The president has repeatedly stated then stop the imposition of tariffs on America's largest trading partners, while he and Musk have implemented drastic cuts to the federal workforce that threaten to swamp an already shaky job market with additional workers. Quote, we are in the throes of a manufactured correction, said Sam Stovall, chief investment strategist at CFRA Research, who told CNBC, I say manufacture because it's really based in response to the new administration's tariffs programs, or at least threats of tariffs, and what kind of an impact they will have on the economy. Some of these people who are in place of power, they're some of the dumbest folk on the face of the earth. They don't talk plainly to people because they think people are stupid. They don't talk plainly. And right now, we're going through a typical pullback and probably will experience a mild correction before all is completed, which actually would be good for the resetting of the dials of this ongoing bull market, close quote, he said. Well, check this out. Midterm elections, 2026, 2028, presidential elections. Whether you all like it or not, you're going to see a mass revolt against the MAGA Republican Party. They're going to be in for a shock. And running away from the constituents, you dumb senators. Y'all are stupid. You won't face them in the town hall meetings because you know you're effed up. Never surrender. Never quit.